Back here at home, a delegation of Central Texas law enforcement officers took part in an active shooter demonstration today. Congressman John Carter organized the training exercise in San Marcos. Fox 7's Rudy Koski joins us live from the Texas State University ALERRT campus with the details. Rudy.
Hi, Mike. That situation up in Iowa was certainly on everyone's minds today as they were taking part in this demonstration. But what happened here today was certainly not your typical field trip. It was done to be somewhat of a reality check for agencies that are not fully committed to go through this kind of hard training that happens right through that door. Active shooter training like this exercise has been going on now at Texas State University for almost 2 decades.
Hey, on the couch, on the couch.
More than 100,000 cops from across the nation have gone through what's known as Advanced Law Enforcement Rapid Response Training.
Boo, boo, boo!
Well, it's intense.
To experience the benefits of that intensity firsthand, Congressman John Carter Wednesday morning organized a trip to San Marcos. He brought with him representatives from different public safety agencies in his district.
We want people to know that these programs are out there. They can use COPS grants now to do training, and training is so very important. Our military is a perfect example. Well-trained soldiers stay alive.
About 5 years ago, ALERRT training was expanded to include medical first responders. Lead instructor John Carter explained to the group why their lesson of critical thinking hinges on teamwork.
That's the way it's got to be. No agency is an island anymore. We all have to come together, work together. We should be all pulling in the same direction, so it shouldn't be that hard for us to come together and work together. But going from border to border and coast to coast, we see that it kind of is.
The delegation from Williamson County told me they're already building on that team approach. A uniform county-wide response plan is being drafted.
I mean, a lot of the small departments, they don't have a whole lot of funding, they don't have a lot of help, so we're trying our best to step in and help them plan for the big event.
Let's place it on the ground.
The demonstration here in San Marcos comes just hours after the incident in Des Moines where 2 police officers were shot and killed in what's described as an ambush. And while the investigation there continues, I asked Congressman Carter about the anti-cop sentiment across the country that just doesn't seem to be going away.
Well, I think it's been a terrible mistake, this whole concept that the police are the enemy.
The motive for the shooting in Iowa may not be the same kind of anger that led to recent attacks on police in Dallas and Baton Rouge. But Congressman Carter believes the crisis exercise he watched Wednesday
Anybody in the room can hear it? Yes, yes. Come with me, come with me.
may be one way to help ease the tension between civilians and those wearing the badge.
So train them up, trust them, and give them a chance to do their job.
Is accountability part of that too?
Sure, sure. If there's a bad apple, we have to weed out the bad apples. And if they do absolute wrong and there's basically a murder, they got to go to court like everybody else.
The ALERRT team is also trying to get more civilians involved in this kind of experience. So what they're doing is that they're training officers who will go back to their hometowns and actually do some scale down ALERRT training there for their civilian resident population to get them a feel of that crisis situation and trying to make that critical decision along with them if that crisis happens. Now back to you in the studio.